So keep me in your sight, 'cause I can do this all night.
Hey everyone, it's Nicole from Nicole Loves Nails. Welcome to my channel. So today's video, I am very excited. I have the newest release from Geeky Bee's Nail Colors. This collection is inspired by the band Static X and it is called Evil Disco. So this collection is available right now on the Geeky Bee's website, which I will of course have linked down below along with their social media pages, my social media pages, plus timestamps. And I do want to add this video is sponsored by Geeky Bee, so thank you so much Geeky Bees for the support. And as per usual, all thoughts and opinions are my own. Now that's all out of the way, let's just get into this video. Going in alphabetical order, the first polish is called Flickering Colors. This polish was inspired by the song Black and White and is described as being a black curly base with scattered holographic sparkle as well as iridescent flakies. Flickering Colors had a really nice formula. It does start off very sheer. I would say that this one skirts the line, in my opinion, between being like a jelly and a crelly since it does start off very sheer. But I do find that in 3 coats, it reaches a very nice opacity that I'd say is like 95% opaque. Like it's opaque in my opinion. So the holographic in here is absolutely stunning and the flakies are equally gorgeous. Those flakies do not dry down textured, so I only needed 1 coat of top coat just to smooth them out perfectly and to give the polish a nice glossy finish. I will say that this polish reminded me a lot of Super Fast Flyer from the April Polish Gamers box by this brand. They're not dupes. Side by side, you can definitely see a difference. The biggest one is like the flakies as well as this one having holographic. So this polish looked amazing with a matte top coat. I really loved it with a matte top coat personally. So nothing in this polish will dry down texture. Removal will not be overly difficult. If you want to scrub this one off, you could. I wouldn't recommend it. It'll probably be a little bit messy, but no issues on removal. Next up, we have Go 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 Go. This polish was inspired by the song Sweat of the Bud, and it is described as being a pinkish mauve crelly base with a silvery sparkle, navy and indigo micro glitters, and blue to purple iridescent glitter. This polish had a really wonderful crelly formula. The base felt slightly on the thicker side, but again, still very easy to work with. The flakes and glitters in here all spread very evenly and easily without giving off any like major texture. The glitters did not seem to be the variety that caused like a lot of texture or were particularly top coat hungry, so 1 coat of top coat seemed to smooth this one out completely for me. I will say that this polish is not a color that I would associate with Static X, but it kind of reminds me of like there was a light purple in the Slipknot inspired collection that like I also felt it wasn't the color I thought of when I think of the band, but somehow it still works in the collection. That's how I feel about this one. It's a really cute color. So I swatched this one in 3 coats plus both glossy and matte top coat. Removal won't be overly difficult. I always say don't scrub it off, but you know, if you want to do that, this one shouldn't give you too much difficulty. Next up, we have Hypocrite, Lunatic, Fanatic, Heretic. This polish was inspired by the song The Only and is described as being a linear holographic multi-chrome base that shifts to shades of green, blue, and violet. So this polish had a really great formula. It was just slightly on the thicker side, but I still found it very easy to work with. I was like really surprised at just how opaque this one was. Like I had perfect coverage in 2 coats. If you have shorter nails and you go in for just like a slightly thicker coat, you could definitely get away with just 1 coat for this polish. The multi-chrome in here is super color shifty. I was seeing all the described colors as well as like a hint of pink at extreme angles. And I was even more surprised that like the multi-chrome was super strong and the holographic was also strong. Like it was very overcast when I brought this one outside and like I could still see those gorgeous rainbows. The polish does dry down quite flat, so you will definitely want some top coat just to give you a nice glossy finish. Nothing's going to be difficult to remove. This next polish is called Leave Me Alone Now. It is inspired by the song Shadow Zone as well as the cover art of the album by that same name. It is described by the brand as being a neon apple green glow-in-the-dark polish with a bronzy gold shimmer as well as various black holographic glitters. Leave Me Alone Now had a really great formula, just absolutely fantastic. When I opened up my PR package, this was the polish that caught my eye first and I was most excited to try it. I was very surprised when I realized that it's actually a glow-in-the-dark polish. The crelly base is absolutely gorgeous. I would say it's kind of like a neon pastel type of shade. It is bright, it is fun, it is also very difficult to photograph, just a heads up there. I did end up color correcting my photos just to make it look a bit more true to what I was seeing in person, but like it was really, really difficult trying to get this one to be color accurate. The glitters in here do dry down with just a very slight amount of texture. Depending on personal preference, you're going to want to do 1 to 2 coats of top coat. For my swatches, I did use a glitter smoothing top coat, but I'm not 100% sure if that's 100% necessary. The glow-in-the-dark pigment in this polish was very strong. I charged mine up using a blacklight flashlight. So I think this one's going to be a 2 to 3 coater depending on your nail length and personal preference and potentially even application. I use 3 coats. Removal will likely be on the more difficult side if you scrub this one off. I used the peel off base coat and I had no issues. Side note, this is going to be a fantastic polish for Halloween nail art. I'm putting that in your head. If you do it, tag me because I want to see it. Next up we have Mindlessness. It's Mindlessness. This polish is inspired by the song Bled for Days. The brand describes this one as a vampy yet bright, sparkly red polish full of red/gold microflakes and various red and copper micro glitters. This polish had a fantastic formula. It was slightly on the thicker side, but I still found application very easily. The flakies and glitters all spread very evenly and easily with very minimal texture. However, I do want to note that the glitters, while they do not feel textured, they are very top coat hungry. I would recommend doubling up on your top coat with this polish. This polish is also very pigmented. While I did not personally experience any staining, because this was opaque on me in 2 coats, I would suggest making sure to wear a good base coat with this one if red polishes tend to stain you. Removal shouldn't be overly difficult. I soaked it off with no issues. Next up we have So I Grabbed My Shovel. This polish was inspired by the song I'm Wit Stupid, as well as the album cover art for Wisconsin Death Trip. The brand describes this one as a silver reflective glitter bomb with red and orange holographic glitter. This polish had a really nice formula. This polish is also inspired one of my favorite songs by this brand. Out of all of the songs that Beth used for inspiration, I would definitely suggest this one because like the line that she used for the name for this polish, it's really funny. So this polish was on the thicker side, but I was not that surprised due to the reflective glitters and the glitter, just all that glitter, it's going to be a little bit thick, but I had no application issues with this one. I did use 3 coats for my full hand swatch. For the live swatch, I only did 2. I think it's going to be a 2 to 3 coater depending on how annoyed you get with visible nail line. I think coverage is passable in 2 coats, but for the purpose of swatch photos, I did do a 3rd coat. The reflective glitter in here is super, super sparkly. It was overcast when I was swatching this one, and I was still seeing all those gorgeous twinkles. I will say that this polish does dry down very textured, and those glitters are like starving. They will suck up your top coat real quick. I initially did 2 coats of top coat for my swatches, and then I had to run outside with Sassy real quick. So by the time I came back inside with 2 coats of top coat, my nails were getting a little bit textured again, so I did have to go in for a 3rd coat just to finish up my swatches to make them look nice and glossy. Removal will be on the very difficult side. Do not scrub this polish off. You will cry. Use a peel off base coat or use the soak off method and you won't have any issues. And the final polish in this release is called We Kiss the Stars. This polish is like a special bonus that if you purchase the full 6-piece collection, you get this one like for free with your purchase. So this polish was inspired by the song Cold, which by the way is another one of my favorite songs by this brand, and is described as being a clear base icy glitter bomb / chopper full of varying sizes and shades of blue holographic glitter. This is a sister to Berserk from the Defenders of Tokyo collection. This polish had a really fantastic formula. The base was slightly on the thicker side, but what I would expect from a glitter bomb. I love this polish. In particular, I love it in 3 coats on its own, but I do think it's also a fantastic topper. But like the glitters in here are just like so super duper sparkly and next level. I just really like it in 3 coats on its own. In 3 coats, you will still have some visible nail line with it, but like I ain't mad at it. Like this is just super sparkly and super gorgeous. I did find that in 3 coats on its own, it does dry down very textured, so I would pair it with like a glitter smoothing top coat before my quick dry top coat. As a topper, you might be able to get away with just 1 thicker coat of quick dry top coat. So clearly this is not the kind of polish that you want to scrub off, but as a topper, removal is not going to be terrible. So that is everything for the Evil Disco collection by Geeky Bees Nail Colors. I love this release. Like Geeky Bees always does such fun and interesting collections. So each polish is available for $10 for 15 ml bottles, or you can pick up the full 6-piece collection for $55, and then you will get the We Kiss the Stars polish for free in that listing. And I do want to note, for the month of August, Geeky Bees will be setting aside $3 from every polish sold from this collection and donating it to the Cobbled Streets nonprofit group in Colorado. I will have more information on that down in the description box. As far as favorites go, my favorite polish from this release is definitely going to be Leave Me Alone. I really love the Crelly base on that one. And then my second top pick, which I'm going to go with for my favorite based on inspiration, and that one's definitely going to be So I Grabbed My Shovel. I just really love that song. So I would love to know what you all thought of this release. Are you a fan of Static X? Have you ever even heard of this band? Are you a fan of Geeky Bees? Let me know. And thank you all so much for watching. Hope everyone has a fantastic weekend, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye!